Hi everyone, good morning and welcome on Degrees. So for the purpose of time and just because I do not want this video longer than expected, we will deliberate on the subject of the matter first for today before we take the trend. So today we're going to be talking about the emergence of lifestyle in economic downtimes. The emergence of lifestyle in economic downtimes. This is simply concerned with the process of becoming, the process of being visible, the process of still achieving and attaining those goals, even regardless of economic downturns. So lifestyle is concerned with the habits, attitudes, standard, economic levels together constitute the mode of living of an individual or a group. So the thing is, at the beginning of this year, a lot of persons must have made plans. They are their goals. They set out things they want to achieve for the year, how the places they want to travel for vacation, places how they just have plans of how they want to their life and their year to be. But now the year is almost wrapping up, and you're wondering because you haven't even achieved one quarter of those goals, talk more of a half of them. So you're beginning to panic and all of that. That is the essence of this episode. I'm not a motivational speaker, but the fact still remains, regardless of the economic downtimes, there are still many persons who buy houses, who buy cars, who travel out, who are still having good and nice life, and then you are admiring them from afar. You should be asking, what are they doing differently? Most of these persons are making their money legit and are still living their life good one. So you should be wondering, what are they doing differently? The excuse is currently now is the economic downturns is actually a global thing. But the fact still remains, if it's a global thing, why are some other countries doing well? Why isn't this affecting most of the countries? Because they detect their prospects and they work towards them early enough, while others didn't. We are not even deliberating about that today. It's because, first of all, it's going to be unreasonable of anyone currently, it's going to be unreasonable for anyone to still wait on the government. I'm not saying you shouldn't keep hope alive, rather. But the point is, devise a means. While you're at it, devise a means to still survive. Move on. You can't be crossing your hands and be waiting on them. Move on, because regardless, even in the downturns, people are still making money. People are still buying homes. People are still traveling on vacations. People are still buying cars. This is because a lot of them have put up strategic plans to be able to achieve those goals regardless of economic downturns. So that is why this episode is very important, because you are going to, by the time we are done with it, by the time we are done deliberating on the factors, on what you should be putting into exercise and consideration, you will be able, even if it means achieving one of your plenty and many goals. So we take a short break. When we come back, we'll be diving deep into these factors. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. So in the words of one observer, one of the many effects of the economic downturns has been a health system shock. This tends to affect a lot of persons negatively. A lot of persons go into depression. A lot of persons are always trying to sort out one problem or the other, which they can't even figure out. A lot of people go into debt and the rest of that. So one of the negative factors, or one of the negative things that used to happen to a lot of persons with economic downturns is health. People's health are always messed up. But the thing is, you really, first of all, need to try to take care of yourself, because health is wealth. If you are not healthy, you won't have the strength to even work hard to make the money to achieve the goals. So it's very important for you to take good care of yourself and put your health in check. So that takes us down to the various key takeaways you need to consider, you need to put into consideration, or you need to work with, or you need to put into practice in order to be able to achieve your set goals. Alright, so first and least, one of the factors to actually put in consideration is working smart. Yes, like I said, it's going to be very unreasonable for anyone to wait on the government as it stands. Not to say hope shouldn't be kept alive, but you have to move on. You have to work smart. This is not the economy of those days where you say, I put in the work and let me work hard. No. Now it's about working smart. Putting your choices into consideration. In your line of business, in your line of work, put your choices into consideration. Your choices of services, the products you buy. Make smart choices. Have a recheck on your expenses. Who are your competitors? What are they doing right? What are they doing differently? These are the things you are supposed to put into consideration. Costing of your products and costing of your services. Have a recheck on them. The kind of products you are willing to put out there for sale, for people to purchase. Have a recheck. Make a good feasibility study before you start that business, before you restock that business. So working smartly is first choice. Another is setting your priorities right. What are the things you're attaching so much importance to? Do you really need them now? Are they really necessary? These are one of the things you should put into consideration, because your priorities cannot just be a very careless one and you're expecting to buy a car and a house at the end of this year. You have to be able to set your priorities right. Put into consideration if the things you're really pursuing right now, if the things you're really chasing right now, if they're necessary. If they aren't, you have to make a U-turn. Another thing is budgeting, for God knows how long. Budgeting and emergency funds rather, are two factors I have deliberated on for way too long. If you must put your finances in check, if you must have track of your money, you have to always work with budgets, on budget. I don't know how you want to put it, but budgeting is very important, just so you can put your finances and you can keep track of your finances. Another thing is, you cannot say you have 15,000 naira in your account, you want to make a pot of soup for 5,000, and then you get to market with a list of 5,000, only for you to see someone catch you down like that, and then you forget that you're supposed to, focus on a list of 5,000. Misplaced priorities. No matter how important that girl must have been to you at the moment, remember you have a list you are working on. Stick to it. Another thing is emergency funds. Emergency funds are very, very important. These are funds you can use to fix your car, fix your generator, things that just come up, when you didn't even make plans for them. You try to. By the time you work with budgets, you will be able to squeeze something out for emergency, because truth be told, you can't possibly run away from emergency. Things will always happen unplanned. They will always come up, they will always happen. So there's a need to build your emergency funds. And this is only going to be very easy to build if you have a budget. Another thing to consider is living within your means. You cannot be spending more than your total income. It's a no. And then you're having plans to travel to this Christmas, to enter Dubai this Christmas, to buy one car this Christmas, to buy one lunch this Christmas. You cannot be living above your means. So if you are able to live every day as it comes, within your means, in good times, during economic downturns, you are not going to have issues surviving, because it's something you have always done. Okay, let's take this principle to the next level. Assume you are a couple You and your spouse, you're earning income. You guys can survive on one person's income and save the other. Now, when things, let's say life happens and one person gets laid off, it's not going to be a shock. It's not going to be an issue because already you two have been surviving on one person's income and saving the other. The only difference here is that probably savings won't be coming in regularly like it used to, but trust me, it's a temporal thing. So try to live within your means. It's going to help you cut down a lot of costs and plan to achieve that set goals. You should consider having an additional income. Having multiple streams of income isn't confusion. With the kind of economy now, building ideas, learning skill, having another source of income is not a bad idea at all. Whether you are a 9 to 5 hour salary earner, having a backup plan, having another source of income, it's very, very important. This will help fast track things for you in order for you to be able to achieve a lot of your year plans. Invest for the long term. Be real about your risk tolerance. The market is cyclical, and in the long run, you'll have plenty of opportunities to sell high. Therefore, if you buy when the market's down, you might thank yourself later as a business that sells products. So, invest for the long run. Another factor to consider is diversifying your investments. This means you should consider assets, classes, and stocks in businesses that are unrelated to your primary occupation or income stream. And always remember, in the midst of this, keep your credit score high. Yes, because as a business person, aside being a business person, sometimes can be really tough, sometimes can be really hard. But when your credit score is high, when your credit score is good, there are times you would want loan. These are the things that will guarantee you that you can boost your business or you can start a business. So keep your credit score high, keep it clean, keep it simple. So these are the few factors I will encourage you, you put them into consideration in your day-to-day dealings, just so you can be able to achieve at least those goals. It's not rocket science, it's actually very, very possible. You might have 10 in your list, and if you can meet up to 2 or even 1, it's fine. But it's not just going to happen overnight. You need to put some things in place. You need to put some things into consideration, because it's not, the economy is not like it used to be. So before you make decisions in your business, in your life, you have to think it through so that you can still have that good life. But this time around, you have to be a bit more careful in your choices to be able to meet up. This is what this episode is really about. So when we come back, we take the trends and go anywhere. So on Monday, NNPC topped the chart of trends because they've asked Dangote Refinery to give them permanent office spaces for 6 to 10 people, and they are yet to reach an agreement with Dangote Refinery. And on Tuesday, Innoson Motors topped the chart of trends as Nigerians labeled them incompetent and mediocre after their new unappealing electric vehicle announcement. On Wednesday, Portable topped the chart of trends because in a recent interview, which can be described as chaotic, Mr. Zazu shattered so many tables, from complaining about the BBNaija show to how Davido messed him up in the US and many more. Same Wednesday, Mohbad topped the chart of trends As Nigerians remembered, it is a year since he died and nothing has been said about his burial, neither was the said justice achieved. May his soul rest in peace. And on Thursday, Tony Olemelu topped the chart of trends because his secret phone number was exposed by a lady. According to her, he texted her on WhatsApp with a simple hello and she hilariously blocked the acting billionaire ASAP. On Thursday as well, Opeyemi topped the chart of trends as the popular food critic has accused Pascal, aka Cubana chief priest, of threatening his life. On Friday, veteran music producer Ozedika Nwanne topped the chart of trends as he tied the knot with his longtime lover. And on Friday as well, Dino Melaye topped the chart of trends as PDP suspends him over anti-party activities. Then the early hours of this morning, Saturday, Aliko Dangote topped the chart of trends as he donates 1.5 million naira to Maiduguri flood victims, 1 billion naira to NEMA, 500 million naira to Borno State government. That will be all for trends, and we call it a wrap at this point. See you next time, same platform. My name is Eddie Naji, signing out.